Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about Dino Crisis Remastered because they just surprise launched it and everybody is very happy but very confused about why they take one of the best survival horror games of all time and just put it out there. Now technically, they're not considering this to be a remaster. I mean, I am because it's now 4K, it's 60 FPS, they fixed every glitch that existed in the previous versions of the games, but I guess technically this is just a very clean, very impressive port. But let's talk about the goods and the bads of this new version and why I feel like, honestly, I'm thrilled it's back. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, first and foremost, let's talk about the aspect of it that had a lot of social media going, hooray, which is the fact that this is PC only. Now, that's not necessarily a problem. I mean, you can run this on anything. It'll run on your laptop or a Steam Deck or a potato. I mean, this is still a 1999 game. It's not like it's really pushing the hardware of even the lowest end graphics card, right? But the downside of it is that I know a lot of people specifically have been begging access to have a lot of old school games. You know, the original versions of Resident Evil, people want an ability to play. A lot of these classics that established it, people want an ability to buy it on their Xbox and pop trophies or buy it on their PlayStation and Platinum and stuff like that. So the fact that this is a PC exclusive, it's on GOG, Good Old Games, which is a very good launcher, but it's one of those things where people are a bit disappointed that you cannot buy this on your PlayStation. But let's talk about what this is. So this is Dino Crisis 1 and it's Dino Crisis 2, and it's combined together for $17. You can just buy one or the other for $10, but I don't know. I love both these games, so I bought it for $10. And this is technically a recreation of an old school PC version. So way back in the day, PC ports used to be awful. I mean, truly, literally busted 99% of the time. So what people used to have to do is mod it. You used to have to take old school versions, bootleg it, fix the code, and actually port it. And even then, it still didn't work very well. This is an official reason. It's now finally a way to buy Dino Crisis, and right out of the box, it works instantly. A lot of people call it a wrapper, I think, which is that you buy the game, you boot it up, it auto-detects your controller, it auto-detects your graphics settings, it sets it all up automatically. And I gotta say that playing through this again, these games look absolutely beautiful. Like, they've always looked good, but there were glitches in the other versions of this, whether it is the original PS1 version or the ports we got on the digital PS3 storefront or the recent sort of rewind accessible feature they put onto the PlayStation 5. Those versions are good of the original Dino Crisis, but they had weird stuff like jittery character models or weird times where lighting or sound just didn't sound right. Whereas here, every aspect of it is flawless. It looks better. It plays better. It is better. But also, part of it is the fact that I think this is based on sort of the European versions of Dino Crisis 1 and Dino Crisis 2, meaning that what they used to do back in the day with a lot of games is that they'd release it in America, they'd release it in Japan, and then like a year later, they'd make a European version that had extra languages or sometimes extra features. Sometimes they'd call it like the International Edition. But this is cool because this version does have 6 playable languages, but it has extra modes and costumes that I don't remember. Maybe these were in the original version, but I don't remember being able to dress up Regina like I don't even know what this is, like a cave lady with a gun killing dinosaurs. It's cool that these extra options are in there, and these extra modes I don't remember. It's cool you have this extra sort of mercenaries mode unlocked where you can just go in there. It's called Operation Wipeout, where you have to kill 10 targets in 10 minutes. And that's pretty dang neat. I think this is stuff that was all unlockable by beating the game a couple times and getting all the endings and stuff like that, but it's cool that right out of the box, they're just like, here you go. Now, another thing I was surprised about is that this has both versions of the game, the original and the arranged version. Now, what this means is that this is something they did with a lot of stuff back in the day that I always thought was really cool, which is that the original version is basically how it played in Japan. Typically, in my experience, sometimes these are a little bit easier. It means that less puzzles, or they move around certain objects, or give you extra ammo and stuff like that, whereas the arranged version is a lot of times slightly tougher. And again, it moves around puzzle pieces, it changes some solutions, it just basically makes it so that when you play the game, playing original or playing arranged, you can't just go in and assume you're going to know what you're doing. I like the fact that while it is the same game with the same plot points and same cutscenes and same monsters and same bosses, it is cool that it does improve that replayability, that you get to play through the entirety of the original and then the entirety of the arranged mode. And that's great. I think that both of these just look so good. Like, maybe it's me, maybe it's because I'm old as hell, but I really appreciate games that manage to find a way to cleanly upscale the original assets where, yeah, sometimes the backgrounds look a little blurry and stuff like that, but I feel like it so perfectly preserves that original, very silly vibe of Dino Crisis, of, hey, we're soldiers playing like Resident Evil style controls, but against dinosaurs. Now, the other reason I think it's cool that this is on PC is RE Rebirth Project. So, when you wanted to play these on PC back in the day, it was a giant pain. You had to basically bootleg a Japanese port of it because the code was different, and then port it to English, and then add a bunch of patches. It was a huge pain. But because people did all that hard work, literally 10 years of like programmers and stuff out of passion, just making a basically much improved version of it, that stuff still exists and it still works. The RE Rebirth Project, it works on this, meaning that you can just straight up out of the box improve it even more. You can clean up the audio even more. You can upscale the cutscenes even more. You can make it look even more absolutely insane. Now, I'm purposely choosing to show you the unmodded graphics because this is what, 99% of people are going to have. But I do think it's cool because since there's already all the mods that are already built up, that means you can do Dino Crisis randomizers, you can do Dino Crisis mods, you could add in different character models and stuff. I've seen people like make a character model of themselves and put themselves into Dino Crisis or Resident Evil and then play through the games as themselves. And I'll be honest, I've always kind of wanted to do that. I always wanted to kind of get my weird scarred up face and put it onto Leon Kennedy and play through RE2. But these have just been some off-the-cuff thoughts. The short and sweet of it, yeah, these are great ports. If you love Dino Crisis and you have a PC, I absolutely think these are worth it. And I know I said this last year, but this same team did the ports of Resident Evil 3, 4, and why am I saying 4? Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, the original OG trilogy. Those on GOG are also extremely good. That's $25, and I've played all those so much too. So short and sweet of it, play them. It's Dino Crisis. It's back, and I'm just being a fanboy. And all right, I'm going to go fight more dinos. Bye. Keep dreaming. I love you. I think this is the last video. Surgery in the morning. Bye. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.